Gosh, I just got hiccups at the worst possible moment. Well, today, in my garage, we got quite a few activities planned here. I was about to open up. I've got some agar dishes. I've got some mycelium that I ordered. A couple different strains. I sterilized some rye grain berries early this morning. Yeah, look at these beauties, huh? I got 10 of these. I got, I think, 30. I was gonna divvy up the petri dishes pretty good. And now that I'm thinking about it in real time, I may have gone overboard with the rye grain berries at this juncture. So I got my table cleaned here. We're gonna move some stuff. And let me get these things out real fast. See what we're dealing with. Fire up the laminar. Should be pretty textbook once we get started here. But we got lion's mane, blue oyster mushrooms, and chestnut mushrooms. So I don't have much of a culture bank right now, but I am excited. Golly, I'm just hiccups of all the things to go on at this hour. Don't make sure I don't throw anything out. I'm fishing. Oh yeah, there we go. Beauty. Okay, so I got 3 different varieties. I need to go to liquid cultures as soon as possible. That's some beauty right there. That's the speckled chestnut. Gorgeous. It's got, kind of looks like the blue oyster mushroom. Looks kind of a cross, but it's very uniform. It's got the uniformity and the of reishi, but this looks like the chestnut mycelium looks like blue oyster mushroom. Oh, so before these hiccups take me out for good, all right, I'm gonna get the laminar flow hood going. We're gonna move. Oh, I'm getting comments. Hey, excellent, good to have you. I'm gonna fire up the laminar flow hood. I got sterilized rye grain berries. I've got my new mycelium dishes. I've got 30 blank agar plates for the mycelium. So I'll probably do each of these in a bag of rye grain berries, and then subsequent jars. I'll probably just do 5 a piece and go from there. I find I'm doing too many and I end up having them in the fridge. And so, what am I doing? Okay. All right, let's get started. Let us commence. Turn on a little light. And action. Okay. Fire that thing up. Get me. It's been a long day. I'm real excited to get the chestnut going. Maybe I'll start with that. Let me get my fancy scissors. Maybe I'll start with the chestnut. Get this thing going. Is this guy plugged in? This guy's not plugged in. I got the impulse heat sealer here. And my little sterilizing tool. Rocking fancy scissors. For the life of me, can't find where my other fancy scissors went, but. All right, let's start the clean process. Yep. Another day in the garage. Oh, what the heck? Oh my goodness. What in the world? Long day getting longer. It's times like this, you know, I mean, like I wish I could just push this off, but it's, nope. Work in order. Hopefully I don't get rubbing alcohol. There we go. Holy moly. All right. Get the mallet out. Open up the pressure steam sterilizer. Make sure I can access the rye grain berries. I'm gonna go kind of quick. I gotta. Oh. All right. Holy smokes. Okay. Find a little spot for that. That should work. Move some things. Don't. I got a glass over here. All right, so this gets pretty piping hot. All right, so I got chestnut mushroom, I got lion's mane mushroom, and I got blue oyster mushroom. The lion's mane. So ultimately, I need to get to liquid cultures this game, but I've been working on plates. But if I want to scale, and if I don't want to buy new mycelium plates 2 times a year, it's really not it's not very cheap. So my efficiency is not where I'd like it to be, but this thing right here is dangerous. Okay, well, let's party. All right. Ooh, I'm gonna need some wrap. I need the wrap. Here, give me a sec. I'll be right. Ah, here it is. Parafilm. I think there's another. I think Parafilm's the brand. I think it's I don't think that's what it's. There it is. Okay, so I got this, and now I'll use that to wrap the Petri dishes after I move the mycelium in. Again, I'm gonna do 5 dishes per variety and a rye grain berry bag, and we should be looking pretty good. So this thing's gonna get really hot. Golly. No doubt has parafilm on it already. So, yeah, the culture bank is not what I want it to. Oh gosh, well, I don't think you can donate. I don't have any. I don't have enough viewer hours. Wouldn't that be sweet? That YouTube would actually be a functioning entity for me. It's coming, right? I've been doing this for 19 months. I am. This will be good though. We're gonna get a lot done today. We're gonna get these chestnuts started, get some lion's mane started. I'm sterilizing my little tool. Yeah. Now my YouTube channel is slow and steady. That seems to be what they want from me. No instant fame for this guy. I'm working. I work for every bit. For a long time, it was like, make a short, get a subscriber. Make a short, get another subscriber. 30 shorts, 30 subscribers. I'm like, yes, keep going. That's what they tell me. Keep going. Here we are. I wouldn't be able to justify this nonsense in my garage otherwise. Oh, mockery. Oh no. Oh, I have nobody watching. All right, let's frickin' frackin' do this, huh? So, gosh, let me get a paper towel. This might get a little dicey. Oh, shnikes. Put that there. Okay. You know, that's the motto. And I was gonna make sure I turn that thing off because it gets piping hot. Piping hot. All right, I got the laminar flow hood going. I'll have to change the filter on that at some point. So I got some rye grain berries. I was gonna cook them last night. Decided not to. Cooked them this morning. And here we go. So I got some chestnut mushrooms here I'm pretty excited about. I'm gonna throw just a wedge of that. Oh man, let's see. All right, it's not too bad, not too bad. Might let it cool a little bit more. So I got some chestnut mushrooms. I'm gonna put a little into the rye grain berries. Seal that up. And then I'm going straight to 5. I'm gonna make 5 petri dishes of it. And that can be revisited. And then I got lion's mane and blue oyster mushroom. I'll do the same with all those. I did not make my flow hood. I worked with a company down in, I think, North Carolina. And I was their first time that they tried to ship it to Alaska. I got it a long time ago. And then it kind of had to go straight into storage for a little bit because I was moving. But they were, I'll buy from them again. Like they went the extra mile. They sent it to Seattle, and then they had it barged up, and then a truck showed up in the front yard, and they threw this crate out in the road. And they're like, there you go. And so then I had to get people to help me bring it in. So, okay, let's take a look. Dang, it almost has kind of like a wave texture, almost like a wake. So I'm gonna be fairly aggressive with this. I'm gonna take a quarter. Oh yeah, nice cut. mycelium holding its own. Turn it into a little bit of a jigsaw puzzle here. So essentially, there we go. I put the lid back on that, put that over there. All right, so I threw four wedges in here. Pull that off real quick. It's an art form. It's an art form. Okay. Not a problem at all. Let me just stash this away over here. Okay. I'll do some Petri dishes. Yeah, what madness. Another Alaskan winter coming down the pike. I'll be in my garage if anyone needs me. Okay, so I've had really good luck with these Petri dishes. Like I said, the ideal is they'll be going to, boy, you can barely even see the agar on that unless you put it sideways. So I'm gonna do 5. I've been doing 10, but it seems to be overkill. I'm gonna stack them. You know, one technique a lot of people do is they just flip it upside down and then they, we're not gonna do that. Goal is here to touch it less than I am right now. Oh man. Oh, it depends on the strain. You know, I don't really want it to fully colonize because a lot of them I'm putting in storage. I'm trying to do kind of a makeshift culture bank. A week? Yeah, it goes fast. Once the wedges, yeah, they'll grab, especially like blue oyster mushroom. Mycelium is crazy quick. Reishi I've found to be a little slower, although I've had people challenge that statement. And then lion's mane, you know, it's a little bit more wispy, so it's kind of hard to tell what fully colonized is. And then when I put it in the fridge, it started getting like some condensation in there. So that was a little odd. And then it's tough with a home fridge, but I'm gonna take my little tool. I'm gonna sterilize that guy a little bit. So I took a quarter of this and put it into the raw grain berries. I'll take another 2 quarters of it, half of it into these. Not even that. I don't even need that much. You just kind of throw a little nug on the top and then let it go. Never too clean here. I don't really have too much contamination issues. Do you sell them? I am, right now I'm trying to sell them. I'm not consistent enough. I've got a restaurant of mine. I actually ordered, there's these little sample boxes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my mushrooms and I'm gonna create these little gift boxes, and then I'm just gonna go to the restaurants in town and see if I can, if they're interested. Having some issues with the food co-op. They said that somebody else is growing mushrooms, but I live in a small town. I'm it. They may not want me to be the guy, but I'm the only guy. So that's the nature of the beast. Oh shit! And this is what I did. Pardon my French. The I leave it in there, and now I gotta let it cool. Hold on. It'll just take a second. So, it gets too hot and sterilized, and then I gotta wave it around in dirty air for it to cool. So, yes. Trichoderma. I don't know what the bacteria I've had issues with is called. I've had blotch. I had blotch for a while. That was pretty brutal. And that was a bacteria. I've had contaminations. It usually comes from something long, right? Like I left a bag in the incubation chamber, and then I finally move it to the fruiting chamber, and it's reishi, so it's sitting in there for like 7-8 weeks, and then all of a sudden I find out, I'm like, oh, there's some contamination. It's like, well, after 2 or 3 months of neglect, it's gonna get contaminated. So, but even stuff like this, I haven't really had any problem at all. Trichodermia. Somebody told me to go to college and learn how to, screw you. All right, so I'm gonna try to figure out a system here. I should just start cutting because time's wasting. Holy smokes. What a fatty. Yeah, these wedges are chunkers. All right, so I'm gonna do all 5 of these, and then I'll do the parafilm because that'll just be a little easier. Excuse my hiccups. This is turning into a medical anomaly. All right. Yeah, so far I really dig the chestnut mycelium. It's not as haphazard as blue oyster, but it's not as ridiculously alien as reishi. It's like a happy middle. I've done this with a mask on and stuff. Sometimes less is more. I start having all these options, and then it just seems like I'm moving. I'm touching more things and moving around. It's like, oh, put that one upside down. That'll work just fine. We'll see how that works out. Okay, 5 dishes. Holy. Okay. Put that there. Take a little respite. So I got 5 dishes. I'm gonna get the parafilm out, and this stuff goes the distance. I do 2 little squares, and then in fact I cut it in half. And this will wrap around the thing. If I can. Yeah, winter's coming fast. I think we're losing like 9 minutes a day. I actually prefer it. Okay. Here we go, parafilm. So I just give it a little bit of a rub. get it started. And then if I kind of just massage it while I put it around the dish here, just gently. Okay, so that's one lap. Right, nice and sealed. And you know what? One's good right now. If I want to double them up, I'll do it after everything gets one. Oh, Lord. Oh, a comment. Mm-hmm. Yeah, industrial equipment. I mean, the impulse heat sealer, or the pressure steam sterilizer is probably one of the more sacred items. Technically, if I'm on a smaller scale, I could go just like an autoclave in the house. I gotta tell you, this is way more than I thought. I mean, I've been throwing everything at this for a while. I guess I don't have anything else to do, but I'm gonna freak out if I can't get this thing undone here. I took a tour of a professional farm in Las Vegas. I did a little video on it, and they confirmed my suspicions about the challenges that mushroom entails. Oh gosh, come on, huh? Yeah, all right, that'll work. Once around's good, twice around's better. But you know what? Maybe I'll do 2.5. That'll just give me a little extra runway. Get it done. Yeah, I'm getting the Dexter lookalike thing for a while. You know, when I was a young man, it was Jesse Pinkman. I had people coming up to me on the bus. They're like, "You know who you look like?" I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Jesse Pinkman." I'm like, "The tweaker?" They're like, "Yeah." I think they were kind of like, there was one girl, I mean, she genuinely was kind of hoping that I was him. I think she thought she had found a celebrity. Nope, it's just Kyle on the bus. Sorry. There we go. Yeah, undoing these things is kind of obnoxious. Yeah, so then back to the equipment question. There was, the pressure steam sterilizer, laminar flow hood. What other kind of crap? I got the impulse heat sealer here. Space, oh, lost a light, right? That's another expense. I was gonna do oyster mushrooms out of buckets. I don't do any straw right now. I'm doing rye grain berries, and then that goes to master's mix substrate for bulk. So I'm a little PO'd at the light ditching me here. So maybe we'll just be in the shadows. Come on. There we go. Yes, this is just locking these puppies down. Like I said, I'm really trying to get an idea of what a culture bank will look like. It is not feasible for me to continue to buy mycelium plates. I need to move into liquid cultures for scaling and just for efficiency. Ay, ay, ay. I'm gonna start doing trick shots in the garage. I've been inspired by golfers. Come on, honestly, where? There it is. All right, and then just rubbing the parafilm, putting it around. What YouTube has done, YouTube enabled all of this. Oh, that'll work. Otherwise, this would just be a failed enterprise. Not that YouTube's working either, but well, like I said, so I went to Vegas. I was able to get that mushroom farm tour. Real eye opener. Come on. Booyah. All right, we're taking back the OG, the original here. All right, cool. So what I've just done is I've taken a plate of speckled chestnut mushrooms. I've moved that to 1 bag of rye grain berries over there. And then I also took it and made 5 new Petri dishes. So this will go like so. And we're gonna move this here. Mm-hmm. I could have known better. All right, 2 more. I got the rye grain berries. I'll bust that out. Here. Oh. And I should have known better. Okay. I'm gonna start some lion's mane up. Oh yeah. Yes. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, so lion's mane, a lot more wispy. A little bit more more crawling going on. I'm gonna sterilize my equipment. There, clean my hands. No, it's getting dark around 4 or 5 now, so but now I can hang out in my garage, not feel bad about it. All right. Let it cool down. Boy, I'm looking forward to going to bed tonight. This is crazy. It's been just a nuts day. It's my day to cook too at the house. I made a chicken broccoli casserole, which was a huge win for me. Good reviews. So this is lion's mane. Going into rye grain berries. I'm just kind of constantly keeping the flow going, keeping the workflow. You know, the revenue is not there. I don't care. I do. But I need to get more consistent with this. I need to have a better... And I think that's what I'm going to achieve here. So, and then growing mushrooms here, I'm kind of considering it, making it more seasonal. I mean, the cruise ships hit in May, and I would like those bags with alcohol before I open them. Do you pasteurize your shit? Wipe. Oh. Yeah. There you go. That's not a bad thought. I mean, they were in 15 psi for 90 minutes. As you see them now, I do have some water just from the pressure steam sterilizer. Here, have it your way. We'll give the bags a wipe. Okay. And, you know, who knows? The laminar flow hood might be just saving my butt. It might be saving my butt for a long time. But, all right. Oh, shit. I did this wrong. I wanted to do Petri dishes. Let's just put this here until I'm ready. That should be all right. Got too many things going on. So 5 more Petri dishes for the lion's mane. I'm just trying to keep all the lids secure. All right, and we'll get some of these ready to go. All right. Where are we at? What are we doing? So was that my third bag that I pulled out? It was. All right, so this was actually meant for the blue oyster mushroom that I'm doing momentarily. Let me sterilize my equipment here. I'll get some petri dishes of lion's mane going. At one point, I made like 50 of them. And okay, I have no idea. But then they just sit in your fridge. They start having condensation issues. After 6 months, I'm kind of questioning the viability. So the culture bank mastery is a much higher level. But I think if I start going hard here, it'll be a requirement. Okay, let's see if I can. Whoop, upside down. Yeah, what YouTube has done is it's made it okay for me not to succeed. I'll just keep fumbling about. Some of my more popular videos are actually like epic fails, so it's a crowd pleaser. Yeah, and just constant time. I mean, I see the humidifier going on in there right now, but I'm always monitoring that. And there is some burnout. And like I said, so I did that tour in Vegas. I made a video on it. And he basically was like, yeah, blood, sweat, and tears, man. This is... And I believe it. I believe it. You know, you want to think I'm going to grow mushrooms and it's just going to be good old me in my garage. Easy peasy. But I think that's been proven inaccurate. And then the other idea I got from that farmer was the chestnut mushrooms. So I did a little bit more here. I'm hoping I can get the parafilm to go around twice. Oh, that'll be just good. So I should get a marker and really label these puppies, but yeah, work was nice and quiet. And the casserole was a hit. Golly, I'm getting crazy with the parafilm. All right, moving, making some progress. This is lion's mane mushrooms. A little bit of amateur lab preparatory. Or a farm of action. We learn as we go at this farm. I could see it all clicking. I mean, the operation I got set up out here is ridiculous. I got a 10 by 10 tent. I got homemade humidifiers. I got an exhaust going outside. I got a radiant heater up there. And you're just seeing kind of one corner of this. All my storage and racks on that side. Come a long way. I mean, tools, old tent, incubation, totes. That might be revisited. Strategy-wise, liquid culture would be an ideal. Yeah. I've got a magnetic stirrer. So, nothing that a little education can't fix, you know? I feel like I'm not. The biggest risk is that I just simply kind of get settled in my ways here and, oh golly, why am I too aggressive? All right. Una más. Yeah, the biggest pain in the butt is this parafilm peeling. Well, this one and then the primary. I'd like to get more music out here. I'd love to have a TV. I can watch the game. I could really turn the garage into my sanctum, even more than it already has. All right, we'll seal this up. Get to the blue oyster mushrooms. But the YouTube channel's doing pretty well. I think that in the next 6 months could really, if I keep making little short videos all the time. I thought about doing reaction videos, if I could figure out how to do that. Yeah, just a little bit of heat applied and this thing just stretches and stretches. Boom. Okay. Lion's mane, the original, and I got 5 more. Chestnut mushroom, the original, 5 more. I'm moving to blue oyster mushroom. Yeah. This place is a mess. Got all these parafilm wrappers everywhere. All right. Healthcare worker by day. Mushroom guy in his garage by night. This is not where I thought I'd be in my life. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay. Yeah, so winter's gonna hit hard. And then I'll just try to be in an ideal situation by summertime. It's a weird economy. It's mostly tourism, a little bit of government, and healthcare. And soon to be mushrooms. Just wowing everybody. God, I really... Stay. All right, one more. Boom. Okay. But for the most part, with a little bit of kind of just generic cleanliness, I've avoided anything like that. All right, we are on blue oyster mushroom. Turn that. I'm just throwing things right now. There is a trash can there, but I'm not. Oh. Yeah. Liquid cultures. Yep, that's the way to go. For some reason, I got my heart set on slants for a long time. I don't know where I was going with that at all. Hesholio, the O. Oh, you're talking to each other? Yeah, the talk away. Yeah, like I said, very little contamination issues at all. I like to think I'm clean. But yeah, it might just be the laminar flow hood. This might just be saving the day. This may be all good. I'm so tired. There's no rest in mushroom farming either. So like the concept of if I was successful year round. But that's why I think this economy is perfect. I could crank it hard when the cruise ships come in. So May through October. And then slow down, maybe October, November. Crank it through the holidays. January, maybe like February, March, April. Kind of slow it down again. And then crank it through May. So essentially, the cruise ship season, which is about 3.5 months. Holidays, we'll call that 8 weeks. And then you know, the other times I can clean. Oh shit, did I do it again? Yeah, it's gonna be a second. Pardon my French. Ow, hot. Golly. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this infrared sterilizing thing. User error. All right, so we'll just let this guy cool for a second. I'm gonna clean my work area. Yeah, so I'll need to get some cash returns here. At some point. I had to go to the municipality and basically tell them, like, I didn't sell anything. Other issues that I'm running into, bulk substrate is not getting colonized evenly. So that's, I'll work on that. I'll probably get some started tomorrow. I'll do another live feed. Wait, so I'll sterilize some bulk. I'll sterilize some master's mix tomorrow. And all right, this is looking pretty good. All right, let's get this rye. Let's get this berry. And then do another live feed. What would that be? Wednesday? All right, so this is like extremely hardy mycelium here. Oh, all right, that one's for the gods. Boy, what's my deal? This stuff is like... A little bit of a hack job going on here with the line, or the, oh, this is blue oyster. Boy, I'm gonna scream if it does. Yeah, I might just start yelling at it. Okay. Yeah, the agar in this is just a little bit not as enjoyable as I'm used to. It's almost like a little bit more gelatin. Holy smokes. Yeah, I'm either getting tired or this sucks. There we go. Okay. Let's get this thing locked down. There we go. Oh, Lordy. All right, I might even put these in the old tent. Ooh, look at these. All right, we're getting some equal growth on the master's mix here. So this is pleasing. So you usually have a very up top growth pattern, but this one's fairly uniform. So I am pleased. This is good. This is blue oyster mushroom. So this will be, I'm gonna say, this is maybe 2 days ago, 3 days ago. So this will go into the fruiting tent in about a week. But yeah, both of them are like this. So that makes me curious if maybe my uneven growth pattern has to do with the heat from the incubation chamber. This one's to the gods. There we go. Okay. This is the last dish. I've got blue oyster mushroom, mycelium. I'm going to move to these 5 plates. Going to put some parafilm on them. Yeah. Okay. All right. No, these are, well, I guess I am. I did buy a new plate from like an actual company. And then I am making my first generation clones. So that's it. I don't do a lot of clone to clone. I tend to actually have more than I need, and I'm not moving quite as fast as I was hoping. So, and how long do they stay viable? You know, for a minute there, I had plates sitting in the fridge for months, and then yeah, clone from clone. I haven't done a lot. I haven't, done a lot of rye grain to rye grain transfer either. Yeah, I could probably get away with just doing that as well. A lot of this is just, I'm trying to get pattern recognition. I'm trying to get routine down. I'm trying to get workflow. And the only way for me to like do an audit is for me to just keep doing it over and over again until I find out where the efficiencies lie. Yeah. So, and that's the other idea. Is I was like, well, I want the best mushrooms, right? So I can't do clones of clones of clones. Almost did it again. Almost forgot it in there. This thing would have been piping hot. Well, the casserole was a huge win tonight. I'm really proud of myself. I think it was a broccoli chicken casserole. I made it this morning, threw it in the fridge, popped it in the oven, had some panko. All right, once again, this did get too hot. So yeah, so I'm gonna take a blue oyster mushroom plate. I'm gonna move it to these other plates, wrap them in parafilm. That's what I'll do while I'm waiting. And prepare for storage. I've got tons of bulk bags in the wing, on the wing. Going into the tent soon. I've got rye grain, berries of all sorts. Got those gift boxes coming, so as soon as I get some pristine samples, I'm just gonna put them in these little boxes, and I'm gonna walk into the restaurant, and I'm gonna hand them to the chef. And then here's the other caveat. So I'm gonna maybe do like a cooking video. So there's a couple of pretty big name chefs here in town, small town, big name, that I'm gonna be like, here are my mushrooms. You teach me how to cook them better. Let's do a video. Win-win, right? So that'll be kind of my pitch. There might be some stigma to buying my mushrooms here in town. I might be overthinking things though. This just might be my insecurities coming out. But not everybody wants me to be the mushroom guy. I don't know who else they want to do it instead of me, but maybe just not me. I don't know. Okay, here we go. Blue oyster. Holy shnikes, amateur hour here. Oh, and I didn't take the lid off. Amateur hour to the gods. Okay. Jeez Louise. Yeah, so the mycelium almost needs to be kind of sawed a little bit. There we go. One down. Two down. I'm an oyster mushroom machine. I'm doing a lot more lighting in the fruiting tent. I'm gonna actually cool the temperature down in the garage a little bit, for one, because I want to save money on heat. But two, I think this will be good. I didn't even think about it. My hiccups finally went away. Oh Lord, boy, I suffered for a while. That was pretty boo. Are those new plates even in the laminar flow hood? These are. What do you mean? New plates, even in the laminar flow hood. These are all... These are pre-made agar plates. This one I bought from a supplier, because this is kind of like the mothership. These are pre-made. I think I got these on Amazon. And then I'm gonna move these over. So I've got chestnut, lion's mane, blue oyster mushrooms. I've done one rye grain bulk substrate for each, as well as 5 subsequent trays. The original's still packing some heat. I can then, I'll hold on to that. Maybe in a week or so I'll do more. I got a ton. I've got 15 more pre-made agar plates. The goal, obviously, if you're just joining, is at some point to move into liquid cultures. That's the only way to go. Because this is too much money and this is too much, it's too limited. If the Parafilm would like to work with me, I would much appreciate. Yeah. Boom. Oh, glove down. Dude, these gloves suck. What the hell? Thought I bought really good ones. It's the second one to go out on me. Maybe it's me. Boy, are my hands growing? It's crazy. Oh, it's like somebody's playing a prank, like they threw a bunch of like teeny tinies. That'd be golden. Maybe not normally, but for me out here, that'd be hilarious. And then I like to sit here and I like to struggle. I like to struggle. Boy, I bet there's a real easy way to do this that I just don't know about. This is suffering. Oh, come on. Where are you? Alright, what the frickin'. There it is. I'm just getting tired. It's been a long day. When you're not successful at a mushroom farming, you have to have another job before you can do the mushroom thing. But I'm pretty proud of the YouTube channel. I think that really came a long way for how much shit I got early on. Oh my gosh. I didn't have a lot of reputation to risk anyways, so it's kind of like... And then, yeah, I just kind of stuck it out. I've been doing this thing for 19 months. I think I got some pretty good content, though. And, I think I can spill over into all sorts of stuff. Like I said, like the cooking video, if I find a restaurant tour or a chef that wants to do some mushroom cooking, that would be some good content. We got a lot of world-class trails up here. We could start venturing into kind of like more of a regional content. I still want to do mushroom farm tours. If you know of anybody who owns a mushroom farm, I'm trying to get... I did the one in Vegas. I made a good video out of that. I'm trying to get a guy out of Houston to let me come visit, but I'm open to anything. So, plant grafting tap is easier, cheaper than parafilm. Oh. All right, 45 minutes to make agar. I mean, I've got agar mix. I mean, you got to mix it, then you got to let it, then you got to fill the dishes, and then you got to let them settle. Yeah, like you said, with a laminar flow hood, it shouldn't be too brutal. Golly, I'm just yanking on it. You just gotta rub it a little bit, and then move it around. I should have known better. Than to mess with your heart. Ta-ta. Now that was a good parafilm application. You get around twice, a nice good system. There you go, you got 5 plates. I'm letting the laminar flow hood run. I just like breathing clean air. This is like the last one. Of course it would be this way. Of course. Win, lose, or draw. This mushroom farm changed me. Did you go to business school? Me? No. No. Tried. The idea of it. I mean, business is hard. Oh my God. You know, like, I mean, it's easy until you say you want to make money, and then it's like, holy hell. So look where we are. Blue oyster mushroom. Lion's mane. Chestnut mushroom. Boom. I got 3 rye grain berries set up. I'm looking pretty. Ah, zonked. So yeah, some of the bulk substrates colonizing. I'll move that into the grow room tent. I'll probably do another live stream, not tomorrow, but maybe the next day or the next day. So Wednesday or Thursday, I'll do another live, and that'll be bulk substrate. I've got some rye grain that's got to go somewhere. And we're going to keep plugging away. We've gotten a long way, come a long way. We're going to go even further. The future is bright. I'm just so tired. So, well, I think that's it for me. I think I got to go. I think I got to go to bed. What time is it? Is it 9? Holy smokes, it's 10 o'clock, Alaska time? Ah, okay. All right, I gotta bounce. I gotta go to bed. I gotta go to work in the morning. This is too much. So, yeah, have a good night. Appreciate everybody. I am grateful for support as I bumble about trying to figure this thing out. So, we're almost there.